So, welcome back in the lecture series on category theory. In this lecture, we will discuss functors. So, as you are already familiar from your previous knowledge of mathematics and especially in algebra, that we have, suppose we have two structures. Say, for example, suppose we have two groups, a group G, and a group G dash. So I am interested in a function or a map from G to G dash which preserves the operation of G and G dash, or in the sense you can say that f of AB is FA FB. So I am interested in case of groups, so one is interested in these types of mappings, and these type of mappings, they are actually called as group homomorphisms. Similar is the case with other structures. Say, for example, I have rings R and R dash. So I am interested in a mapping F from R to R dash which respects the operation of R and R dash. Means f of A plus B is f of A plus f of B, and f of AB is f of A f of. Now, similar sort of situation is there for categories. So we are interested in functions between two categories. So in categories we have objects, morphisms, and identities, and the composition of morphisms. So we are interested in those functions between the categories which respect the things involved in categories. So they should respect the domains and codomains, they should respect the composition, and they should also respect the identities. So such mappings between the categories, they are called as functors. So let me just give the formal definition of a functor. So if C and D are categories, so if C and D are categories, so a functor F, so a functor capital F from C to D is a mapping of objects and arrows. So it maps objects to objects and arrows to arrows, objects and arrows. So mappings of objects and arrows in such a way that so first, so F is actually a mapping on objects as well as arrows. So I have objects A and B in the category C, and an arrow F from A to B. So what does this functor, this F, do? It respects the domain and codomain of this, means maps objects to objects, arrows to arrows. So it is FA goes to FB and maps arrows to arrows, maps F. Okay, So F acting on A and B, and this morphism F sends A to FA, B to FB, and F to FF, where FF would be the arrow from FA to FB. One thing. Second, F preserves composition. F. So this property can be translated into this F. This says that F preserves domains and codomains. Domains and codomains. Secondly, F preserves composition. F preserves compositions. That is to say that F of G composition F is same as FG composition FF. And third thing, F should also preserve the identity morphisms. F preserves the identity morphisms. That is to say that F of identity of A is identity of F of A. And more, if you see in the help of a picture, so you have a situation here, A to B, you have F, and B to C. Suppose you have I am saying this property composition, okay. B to C you have property, and this arrow G, and this arrow is G composition F. So F is actually acting on this and sending this to, so it sends it to FA, FB, FC. Okay, so this is FF, this is FG, and this is FG composition. So any function between two categories which satisfies these conditions, we call it as a functor. Now we have some well-known examples of functors. So let us see examples of functors. So examples. So first example. So of course the identity functor. For any category C, there is the identity functor. For any category C, there is the identity functor. There is the identity functor. Functor denoted by identity on C. It is from the category C to C itself. Defined by so A to B, say it is the arrow F. So identity on C, so acting on this data, so it sends A to A, B to B, and F to F. So one can easily verify that it satisfies the axioms to qualify as a functor. second example. So for any two categories C and D, for any categories C and D, and if you fix an object in the category D, fix an object B in the category D, and define a mapping, call it CB, from C to D with value B. Okay, so you define it as, so CB, so acting on A to A, suppose we have an arrow A to A dash, suppose I have an arrow F. So what does this function do? It maps each object in the category C to this fixed object B, and each morphism to the corresponding identity morphism. So it is what? So CB of A is actually B, CB of A dash is B dash, sorry, CB of A dash is B, so that this B is fixed, and CB of F is identity on B. Okay, then we can easily verify that this is a functor. Then CB is a functor, so it preserves the domain and codomains, and it also satisfies the preservation of composition and identities. For example, if I take F of G composition F, where I have, say I have A to A dash, I have F, and A dash to A double dash in C, say I have G. So I am taking C of G composition F. But what does this, sorry, this is not F, this is CB. This is CB. So what does this CB do? It maps each object to this fixed object. So this A actually goes to B, this A dash also goes to B dash, sorry, B, and this morphism F is going to identity on B. Similarly, it also goes to B, and this morphism is going identity on B. Okay, so CB of G composition F is what? Is nothing but identity on B, composition identity on B. This is identity on B, composition identity on B, and which is nothing but FG, because FG is identity on B, FF is also identity on B, composition FF. Sorry, again I'm doing the mistake, so it is CB. So CB of G composition F is CBG composition CBF, so it preserves the composition of arrows. And thirdly, CB of identity on A. Now it maps everything to every arrow to the identity on B. So it is identity on B, and B is nothing but FA. So it is identity on FA. So it preserves the composition, it preserves the domain and codomain, it preserves the identities. So therefore CB is a functor. This functor CB is called as constant functor. So this is called as constant functor. So what does this constant functor do? You choose an object in B, fix it, and you assign each object to this fixed object, and assign each morphism between any pair of objects to the identity morphism. So you can see that this is a functor, so called as constant functor. Now, few more examples of category these functors, very interesting examples. So third example. So now we are actually taking the concrete categories. So for any category, C, I am taking the category of structured sets and structure preserving maps. So structured, so C is the category of structured sets. Say for example, it could be the category of groups, it could be the category of rings, vector spaces, topological spaces, and so on. Structured sets and their morphisms and their morphisms. So C is the category of, so psi type of categories, they are also called as constructs or concrete categories. They are also called as concrete categories. So C is the category of structured sets and structure preserving maps. So there is a functor, we call it as a forgetful functor or underlying functor. So there is a functor, I call U from C to the set category of sets, all sets, where for each A object C, for each A in the object class of C, UA is the underlying set of A, is the underlying set of A. Okay, and U, suppose I have an arrow between any two structures A and B. So U and F is an arrow, means the morphism. So what does this U do? It sends A to UA, where UA is what? The underlying set, means the structure is forgotten. That is why this functor we call it as a forgetful functor. So it forgets the structure on A and it maps to the underlying set of A. Similarly, it maps U maps B to the underlying set of B, and this UF is the underlying function of these sets. Okay, where UF is the underlying function of these sets. Okay, so you can easily see that this is a functor. It respects the composition as well as identities, easily seen. So here is the situation, you see. So A to B, we have F, B to G, B to say C, we have G, and this is your G composition F. So U is acting on this thing, and you are getting UA to UB, UC, and this is UF UG and UG composition F. Now see, if you take U of G composition F, now U of G composition F is the underlying function, okay. So say the underlying function UF is say F, UG is G, UG, okay. So UG composition F is say G composition F. So UG composition F is what? G composition F, but which is same as UG composition UF. So it respects the composition. And third, suppose A to A, you have the identity morphism, identity arrow, okay. So U is acting on this. So U sends A to UA, A to UA, and this would be what? U identity on A would be the identity function, identity set function, and you know that the identity function composed with any function from here to this or from here to this, okay, you would get back the same function. So therefore, so this means U of identity on A is same as identity on UA. So therefore, for any concrete category, there is always a functor from this category to the set category, which is nothing but the forgetful functor, which forgets the structure. So now another very interesting example, again from any category to the set category, and these are actually, these type of functors, they are called as covariant functors. So for any category C, for any category C and any C object A, there is the covariant home functor. There is the covariant home functor. This functor is called as covariant home functor. It is this home A. So A is fixed here. I am fixing this, and I am this is the variable slot, okay. And dash means you can put any object here. So home A, this covariant functor, it is actually from the category C to set category. How it is? C. So first thing, so home A dash acting on any, so B to C, suppose I have the arrow F, so it sends this B to home AB, and it sends C to home AC. So why this is a function from C to set? Because we know that this home AB is actually a set. It is a set of all arrows from A to B, okay. Similarly, home AC is a set of all arrows from A to C, a set of all morphisms. And this F is mapped to home AF, where what is home AF? Home AF is defined where home AF. Now home AF is a mapping from home AB to home AC. Okay. So you choose here any member here, say G. So home AF of G is F composition G. And it makes sense. It makes sense because G is from A to B, F is from B to C, so F composition G is from A to C, so it is here in home AC. Okay, so here G belongs to home AB. So it respects actually it respects the composition as well as identities. You can see. So suppose I have B to C, the arrow is F, say C to D in the category C, and the arrow is K, and this is K composition F. So this home A is actually acting on this thing and sending it to this home AB to home AC. Now this arrow would this would be a map. This would be home AF and home AC to home AD. This would be home AK, and this thing would be home AK composition F. So I have to show that this home functor, covariant home functor, it does satisfy the axioms of being a functor. So for composition, now see how the composition is being respected. So now home A K composition F. Now K composition F is an arrow from B to BD. Okay, it is from B to D. So you have to choose any G. So no. Yes. So you have to choose any G here. So G should be mapping from A to B. So home AB. So acting on any G is what? So by definition here it is K composition F composition G. Okay. Say this equation is star. Now take the other way around. Home AK composition home AF of this G. So first apply this home AF on G. So this is equal to home AK. Now home AF of G is G composition F. Sorry, this F composition G. So this is F composition G. But this again home AK acting on this is K composition F composition G. Okay. Now since the composition of arrows in C is associative because C is a category. Okay. C is a category, so the composition is associative, so I can also write it as K composition F composition G. So which is, say it is double star. So star and double star, they are same. So this means what? So this means home A K composition F is same as home AK composition home AF. So this respect the composition. Now one can easily see that this also respects the identities. For example, so third property. So let you have this situation. Say B dash to B, the arrow is K, and B to B, the identity on B, and B to say B double dash, the arrow is say F. Then the corresponding thing, B goes to home AB, this again this home AB dash, and this goes to home AB, again this goes to home AB, this goes to home AB double dash, and this K actually goes to home AK, this goes to home A, identity on B, and this goes to home A F. So identity on B. Now I have to show that this home A identity on B is identity on home AB. Okay, this is what I have to show. Now you take the composition. So home A identity on B, composition home AB dash. No, home AK. Home AK. Home AK. So this is home AK. So this is actually a mapping from home AB dash to home AB. So you choose any G here in home AB dash. So this G, where G belongs to home AB dash. So this is equal to home A identity on B. Now G, home AK of G dash and home AK dash of G is nothing but it is not K